Welcome to Wilson's channel.
What's up, Chang gang? Wilson here, back with another video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Thank you guys for all the love and support. For this video, I'm going to be watching and reacting to Casual Chucks, kind of like a documentary video or kind of something very informative titled What Nobody Understands About Ken of SB19. So you guys let me know that I should check this out. I'm sure there's a lot I'll learn from this. It's pretty surreal, again, to be able to watch SB19 perform live back in San Francisco a few weeks ago. You guys showed tons and tons of support and love throughout that vlog video I had, and yeah, it was nice. Gotta just give like a quick recap if you guys didn't know. Out of all the members, SB19 Ken was the one to recognize me and gave me a fist bump. We'll definitely cherish that for a while, and I'm excited to see what they do in their future on their journey. So, but just to tone it back, I'm gonna check this video out. It is pretty lengthy, 13 minutes or so I'll probably pause it if there's something that I really want to talk about. Otherwise, I'll give like my full review and just recap at the end of it, just to share my thoughts. But if you guys want to check out the original video, the link will be in the description below. Other than that, please do give this video a thumbs up, guys, and hit that subscribe button. I welcome y'all to the Chang game with open arms. Stay positive, and let's get right into it. Here we go. Got the disclaimer. Oh shoot.
Sino ang pinaka-spoiled sa grupo?
Ito
Sino ang makakalimutan? Hindi pong patapos na, nagkamali pa siya.
Oh, I remember that.
Bakit Ken? Bakit si Ken? Bakit si Ken?
Please stop it.
Let's see what Chuck unfolds.
Ken is, in my opinion, the most successful idol in P-pop history. Most fans see him as someone who's living the life most of us can only dream of. But in reality, there's a lot more going on behind all the glitz and glamour. So in today's video, we will reveal the challenges he had to go through just to get where he is today. From being a scrawny kid who only ate instant noodles on his birthdays, to becoming the CEO of his own company. I know, Ken's story is like a definition of rags to riches. And the haters are not having it. He quickly became one of the most polarizing figures in the P-pop industry. But before we talk about all that, let's talk about his humble beginnings, because it's straight up inspiring.
Okay, let's do it. Nice song, nice beat.
It all started in Pagadian, Zamboanga del Sur. This is the countryside where Felip Johnson was raised. His mom wanted to name him Kenji, but his grandpa Felipe insisted to name him Philip. He was the youngest member of a family that barely had anything financially. They were very poor that instead of a cake on his birthday, all he gets is a plate of instant noodles. Life was so hard that having fried chicken was heaven for him, so it quickly became his all-time favorite. Because of this, both of his parents had to go overseas to find better paying jobs to support the education of Ken and his older sister. He had to be taken under the care of his grandparents. He then grew up in a church, and his grandpa was the pastor. He was just a scrawny kid who likes mathematics and discovered drawing as his first talent. So he went on to become an editorial cartoonist in school. Family gatherings in the Philippines always require a karaoke machine. And Ken's extended family wasn't a stranger to that. He used to hide during these occasions because he was always asked to sing. I was told by some sources that Ken had a very good singing voice as a kid, but lost his confidence when puberty hit because it gave him an ultra deep voice, which turned out to become one of his greatest assets in the future because of the dude named Pablo.
I never thought na may mga tao talaga makapag-appreciate ng voice ko. Kasi hindi ako ganoon ka confident sa voice ko, kasi yung range ko mababa lang, tapos malalim yung boses ko. Ngayon, parang naging na-appreciate ko na yung boses ko dahil may mga tao na ka-appreciate na. Nice.
Anyway, his newfound love for music got him to learn his first musical instrument without anyone teaching him. So he ended up becoming a southpaw guitarist, but later fixed it as he learned more. He was also active in sports, representing his school in regional tournaments. He played some table
Hey,
tennis and
he's an
sepak
athlete.
takraw as a spiker. For those who don't know, this position requires exceptional skills to perform explosive jumps to block and spike the ball. The teacher saw this as a potential that can translate into good dancing, so he was offered to join the dance club for better grades. He was hesitant at first, but when he tried, you all know what happened next. Watching his early clips feels like he was born to dance. He was even hired by his school to choreograph some dance routines. He
Yeesh.
then moved to Cagayan de Oro to study architecture in college. He became a member of the dance crews called Excite, GA7, and Amigo 7. These last two crews were so good, in fact, Ken had a crewmate named Joshua who went on to become a member of a successful international idol group in the future called Z-Boys. They were beating everybody in the countryside, so there was no point in competing there anymore. It was time
Z-Boys.
for the big leagues. They got invited to join major K-pop dance competitions, and this was the first time when Ken met other SB19 would-be members. Not as brothers, but as enemies.
Whoa, that's kind of crazy. That's a lot to like soak in already. Just the fact that he was in like dance groups specifically, and then went into competition where he would meet Stella and Pablo. That's a lot of digging Chug did. Sheesh, huge props to the team. That's so cool. Kind of like from pretty crazy just to like think about how he was a part of so many different groups, and to think about how their dynamic shifted for him to kind of move on from them to get to SB19.
In one particular contest, Josh and Stella's crew defeated Ken's because they already had a GOAT status in the industry at the time. Ken accepted defeat gracefully and even asked to be trained by Josh, which actually surprised him because he thought Ken was a show-off.
Kinausap niya po ako eh. Sabi niya sa akin, Idol Josh, Idol Josh. Ganun po tawag niya sa akin yun, Idol Josh. Pasali naman ako sa ano nyo. Pa-training naman ako sa grupo nyo. Kahit sa gilid lang ako.
But because of their distance,
That's so
the
wholesome.
training together never happened. Ken then went home to continue his studies. Fast forward to 2017, he received a message from Josh. It was an invite to audition for the 5th member spot of SB19. But there's one problem. Ken had no money, so Josh was like, no problem, I'll take care of it. Ken then told his grandma about stopping school to pursue
Josh
it, and she was very hesitant
is a real
because
one.
she thought it was a scam, and his parents overseas would have automatically said no. But Ken was so close to his grandma that he managed to convince her to go in secret. So our country boy took off to pursue his dreams. He had nothing with him except his phone, his clothes, and a 1,500 peso pocket money.
Huge
This time when he arrived at the
sacrifice.
airport, there was no crew. It was all him. So imagine how that must have felt. Anyway, he took a taxi to SBT Talent Camp, and of course, the driver scammed him. He had to pay 600 pesos for a supposedly 150 peso trip. What a ripoff. Anyway, he finally met Josh and the boys and started training with them for a year while crashing into a distant relative's house to rest up. He slept on the floor, not with a comforter, but a banig. Because if he didn't, he would be homeless. Ken had no salary when he was still training, so he moonlighted as a small-time model to survive. Which is an experience
shoot,
that would play a
modeling.
big role in
Okay.
his future. The dude was literally fighting for his dreams every single day. So here comes 2018 when they finally debuted, and though it was a rocky start, they gradually progressed to become the greatest P-pop group God has ever created. If you want to know more about their story as a group, check out the SB19 story series I made, linked down in the description.
Nice.
You can also join the highest tier of our channel's membership if you're interested to be credited as one of the executive producers. So how did Ken become the most polarizing P-pop idol? Like, how is he either obsessively loved by fans or obsessively hated by bashers? Well, he has this persona of a badass dude who doesn't give a shit. And if you combine
can
that
see
with
that.
one of the many accusations thrown at him, then they got themselves a new
From an
P-pop villain
outside
in the making.
perspective.
But there's one thing in common between all those issues. They lack evidence. There are a few exceptions though, but you can't say a person is arrogant just because he looks cool and badass. The dude is even a softie. He tends to cry in interviews and emotional moments. His awkwardness as a kid is still there, and this TikTok clip says it all.
Me and you and you and me, just us and your friend Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve.
Also, you can't just call a person lazy just because you've seen a few clips of him sleeping. I mean, isn't it a result of him working too hard? Being an idol and running your own clothing company at the same time is no joke. The dude only used to
Clothing
draw this
company,
aspiration,
wow.
but now he made it happen. He managed to build a company that sold out merch in just minutes. It's insane. It's even rumored that his company is now worth more than $1 million. Whether it's true or not, it put an even bigger target on his back. And haters started coming up with even more ridiculous claims, like accusing him of copying 2 K-pop music videos just because they have a similar vibe. This was easily debunked though. If you want to check it out, I made a video about it. Link down in the description.
He made a whole video on that too, debunking it. That's pretty cool. Plagiarism allegations. I think I heard about that briefly, but I didn't really look into it because people could honestly just say whatever. But yeah, that's true. Like from the outside, he looks very cold-hearted or kind of like badass, like what they said. But then I noticed that he's pretty much a softie. And it shows that he really cares. Even saw it in person when SB19 members are kind of giving their speech. Very self-reflective and selfless. You know, they truly care about each other from what I saw and definitely care about their fans. So it's cool that he kind of literally went from the rags to riches type of thing and was able to make something for himself, because that's tough. Well, that is also very inspiring just to hear this story.
His main dancer position got also heavily criticized because of one single clip of him messing up on live TV. It was unfair in my opinion because Ken has always been consistent in his dance performances, yet the haters suddenly forgot about how good he really is. Ken never fired back.
Talented.
Or did he? So why does the poultry still exist and are still growing in numbers after all the bashing? Well, it's because he doesn't only have the alluring personality, but he also has the capability to back it up. Scratch that. Capabilities. What's crazy about Ken is that he has already shown us enough talent like his exceptional dancing and singing that is enough to fulfill a main vocal role.
Saan darating mga salita na nanggagaling sa aming dalawa? Kung lumisan ka, wag na magpuna. Ika'y bumabit na, hindi magkawala. Aking sinta.
Oh, interview.
Yet he still has a lot of secrets. I'm telling you, man, this guy is a living anime character.
Anime reference.
Have you heard of an idol who is also a CEO? A dancer who is known for his aerial flips but never tells us that he can also breakdance. A singer who writes and co-produces his own songs. A musician that plays guitar, keyboard, drums, and can even beatbox. A fashion influencer. A man who plays sports like basketball, billiards, volleyball, badminton, table tennis, boxing, and sepak
Jack of
takraw
all
with recent
trades.
proficiency. A skater boy, an artist, a philanthropist, and most especially, a man of faith. I initially thought that the Superior Sound brand was all about him, but I was quickly proven wrong when I found this Bible verse underneath his Bulan CD, Hebrews 1:5-14. The entire passage is lengthy, but it all boils down to Christ being the superior of all beings. I mean, all of us have different religions, some don't even have one, but I just respect people like him who stand firm behind their beliefs. As of today, Ken has established himself as an arguably the most successful P-pop idol and the richest among his co-members. And it's just the beginning. They're still on their way to introducing Filipino music to the world through the US as of the making of this video.
Woo! Got to see
And
this
this
one.
group SB19 is the first one to ever do it. So what have we learned about Ken's story? For me,
He's
it was his
amazing.
persistence and willingness to take risks. Have you ever noticed that sometimes it's your loved ones that said no to your aspirations? Because, you know, they care about you. They don't want you to fail and all that. Do you know how many people have had visions, ideas, and huge career moves that they were about to do, but they allowed the word no to stop them? For all I know, you might be one of those people. The difference with Ken is that he never gave the power to the word no. It was his own grandma who tried to stop him, but he continued. Yes, haters exist, but he didn't reject his own ideas just because they rejected his ideas. Haters hate because they feel small when your ideas start turning into reality. He once said in an interview that success is the best revenge, so he stopped killing them with kindness. To this day, Ken has been torturing them with success.
Wow. What a, I guess, quote. Great video. Alright, and that was it for the video, guys. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. If so, please do give this video a thumbs up. Shout outs to Casual Chuck for making this with his team. It's crazy. It's like, you know that SB19 and Ken specifically has gone through a lot, but just watching this video was quite the, reflection. Seeing all the images and just to hear it from the very beginning. I'm sure it's more detailed, but to know that his family wasn't well off. He definitely had to take so many risks and sacrifices, went through a lot of different stages, specifically groups, and then to be connected to the members of SB19, that's big. And then to also realize how much hate he's gotten because he's been growing, getting so much success. Wow, crazy to put together, but and in addition, knowing that he's super talented, like what Chuck said, dancing, the art, sports, literal talents of all the instruments, being able to sing, perform, being his own boss, having his own company, and standing out in that way among the group. To even consider that SB19's the biggest P-pop group, pretty mind-blowing. I just love how it seems like he keeps it real and just tackles on all the negativity and finds ways to kind of try to spread positivity to just keep moving forward. Yeah, that was really nice. Thank you guys for recommending this. Let me know what I should watch and react to next. Appreciate all the love and support as always, guys. Thank you. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. Stay positive, take it easy. Peace out, Chang Gang.